Namo Myoho Renge Kyo. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your practice. I hope this finds you in good health and secure. You ever feel like your whole life is just, you don't know which way to duck? It's not that dramatic, but I just find it so upsetting. One of you emailed me yesterday that you'd purchased the profound meaning of the Lotus Sutra, or the profound meanings of the Daimoku, which we've been reading from now for a couple weeks. And it's very important to me. I mean, it's my whole reason for this channel, the resources, is that I want to demystify and remove all the cultural bias and bullshit language that confuses us, misleads us in our practice, our correct practice of Shakyamuni's teachings of the Lotus Sutra. And certainly that includes Nichiren's doctrines and teachings, yeah? That's my whole reason for being. So, over the years, I have put some books together, like this one, as a collection of writings that I have endeavored to then go into and extricate the misleading, biased language, and carefully studied the letter and the intent to replace that language with obviously Buddhist language, correct language, right? When we talk about our practice, we talk about having a correct mind or dedicated mind. Nichiren's constantly telling us, develop your confidence, your resolve, your attitude and practice, your commitment. Nichiren never would have said faith, right? What is faith? That magical word that just, I have faith. It's not based in reality in any way. How is that ending up in thousands of books by supposed experts on Buddhism? No. It may sound like a small thing, but when you read it 1,000 times per page, you start thinking Buddhism is just another religion. It's about, mysticism. It makes me so angry. It makes me angry because it subverts the entirety of Buddhist teaching. Just these little cultural biases, religious morality, intentional or non-intentional. Well, how do I reach a Western audience? I guess I'll use their words. Dude, how is that a scholar not taking into account the foibles of the culture? All right, it's an issue, right? So, well-meaning, this member of our Sangha tells me, well, I bought the book on Amazon, and Amazon doesn't have this cover. They have this cover. This is the original version from 2016. It is unedited. Or, if it's edited, I wouldn't know because it's full of marks in here from when I bought this from my publisher many moons ago so that I could edit it. And so then I go to my publisher, wonderfullulu.com, and I see a file in the book that's titled with this cover, The Profound Meaning of the Daimoku, and I look at the PDF they have in there, and it's Beyond Zen, an old book that isn't this book at all. So now I have no idea what Amazon is selling, because there's so many spots in the chain here, totally messed up. Now, I will point out that Lulu's not free of guilt here. Amazon's doing something really weird. I don't know where they're getting this old book, because they're supposed to get it from Lulu. But Lulu doesn't have that book in there, supposedly. It may be in a database in some dusty corner in Utah, but That's not the book. So now I'm upset because I don't want you to be reading them or looking in this book and thinking, what? Right? I mean, if you're looking for a recipe on, I don't know, quiche, and you open your recipe book and it starts into a dialogue about the Second World War, you're going to like, what the hell is this? I would. All right, so I've stayed up most of the night trying to chase this down, and this morning. And here's the best I can do. Every one of my videos has a link to the lulu.com/spotlight/Kuhn bookstore. So first of all, though there's problems there, I urge you to buy the books through Lulu. It's the most direct connection to my publishing. Now, Lulu, a couple of years ago, went through some big reorganization, and I highly suspect that many links and so forth were kerfuddled. So I went in this morning and I changed that PDF file and I republished it. And I don't understand how it is when I ordered this proof copy, it came with the right file in it. So why is it wrong now? Something happened, right? But for those of you who may have purchased this book, either from Lulu or from Amazon, and you've gotten something that you're like, right? I've uploaded the cover and the PDF file of the entire guts of the book, the whole book as a PDF on my Dropbox. And so for those of you who've spent the money and gotten the book and gotten the incorrect book, or even if it looks correct, but it's an old, right? It should open up to this page. Okay? There we go. Can you see it? It shouldn't say, up on the top here, it shouldn't say Beyond Zen, which is an old retired book from decades ago. It shouldn't say anything. It should be clear, just like this. If it isn't, and here's the really mystical thing. Here's the Amazon version. It doesn't say anything up here either. So you may have a version of the correct book. But see, I've got markings all over here because these are go-shos that I've found online through different sources, different libraries, right? There's the Gosho Senshu. There's SGI has a big library, but that's a whole nother story. Then there's NST, and then there's the Nichiren Shu organizations. And so I've compiled all of them, and I've put them together to get the order and the content that I wanted. And then I went through and cleaned them up. Like this one says Nam Myoho Renge Kyo all over it. And that's just wrong. It should say Namu Myoho Renge Kyo. That's what Nichiren taught us. That's what we're practicing. 7 characters, not 6. 7 sounds, 7 beats. That's the Daimoku. So in a book on Daimoku, I'm going to make darn sure that that's spelled correctly. In this version, it is not. And I don't want to add to the confusion. I'm trying to clear things up. So in this book, Namu Myoho Renge Kyo, everywhere. So please, if you have a copy of this book, whether you bought it recently or 5 years ago, and it's obviously, and that's your main key. If you see Nam Myoho Renge Kyo in there instead of Namu Myoho, you have an old, unexpurgated, unedited version of the initial effort at putting this book together. It's not going to hurt you. It's not, but it's damaging in my mind, and that's why I'm upset about it. It's damaging to your confidence and your understanding of what it is we're doing here. The correct transmission of Shakyamuni's teachings. I'm very strict about this. I say it all the time. So to have a book out there in your hands that has my name on it that's misleading is unacceptable. So please, please, please email me at tlksylvain@gmail.com. I've got to come down. And I will add you to my Dropbox folder for the correct files. You can read them on your devices. You can print them out. All I can do is urge all of you to please use the bookstore. At least then I have a control point. And if there's a problem there, I can get into it, into my online publishing engine, and I can address it and fix it immediately as possible. But once it goes into global stockpiles, and see, they're not supposed to stockpile. It's an on-order publishing, right? It's an on-demand thing. So why there would be some bookshelf somewhere that has a bunch of these in old stock that needs to be sold, that worries me. It's not right. It's not what I signed up for. So let me know, okay? And I can at least send you the proper guts so that you can have the most up-to-date and current edition. After this video, I'm going to go back into my office, and I'm going to spend the rest of the day going through Lulu and making absolutely certain that things are what they're supposed to be. That's all I can do. Thank you, by the way, for emailing me and asking me the question. Your integrity is deeply appreciated. And now that I've gone on 13 minutes yakking about this, I'm going to end this video here because it's just an announcement to be cautious about buying books on Amazon. It's important to me. This is a seminal book, yes? All right. Take care of yourselves. Don't stress. You see what stress looks like? It's not pretty. Okay. Thank you again for your practice. Be kind to yourself, as I'm going to try to be to myself. I'll see you soon with the next video. Bye for now.